Hey everybody out there. Welcome to the Breakthrough Lounge. I am your host, Lonnie Grant. I am so excited, you guys, today. I'm so excited. The Breakthrough Lounge is going to be phenomenal. And I know you out there probably saying, Lonnie, what is this Breakthrough Lounge all about? And I'm glad you want to know. So the Breakthrough Lounge is where breakthrough happens. It's where you can come to the lounge and share your breakthrough moments, just your deepest moments. How did you break through? You know, how did you go from pain to finding your purpose? How did you go from beauty? How did you go from broken to finding your beauty? So I'm just excited, you guys, just excited. And one of the things I love about this lounge, you get to be your authentic self. It's nothing like being in your true self, just identifying like, you know what? I don't have to be fake. I don't have to show up in a world where I'm people pleasing. I can just be what? My authentic self. So right here in the lounge is where it goes down, where you can just be truthful. Because guess what? There's somebody out there, you guys, that's assigned to you that want to know your truth. Can you imagine if you hold that stuff in and you never share your breakthrough moments, that people that are assigned to you never get healed or never find their purpose because you're not living your true self? So that's what the Breakthrough Lounge is all about, living in your authentic self. So you guys, if you desire to want to be a guest in the Breakthrough Lounge and share your phenomenal story of how you broke through, you need to reach out to me. You need to DM me, beautyafterbroken.com. I'm going to send you a questionnaire out, and it's going to be phenomenal because guess what? You're phenomenal. You're phenomenal because you decided to step into your truth. You decided that a breakthrough needs to happen. So I'm just excited for that guest who I haven't met yet, who's probably on the other end of that phone or that video and saying, you know what? It's time for me to break through. And you're ready. So I am super, super excited, you guys. So today, I want to send a huge shout out to Vox Wave for just allowing me to have this platform. So I want to give it up to Reggie Reg, and I want to give it up to the phenomenal engineer, Mr. Ron himself. So I'm super excited to be here, and catch me every single Monday from 8:15 to 9:15. So hopefully next Monday, I'll have an amazing guest sitting here with me in the lounge, you guys. So I'm super, super excited. So today's topic, oh my goodness, today's topic, you guys, is going to be about what is breakthrough? What does breakthrough mean to you? How did you even know that you needed to break through? What were some barriers that you went through? You know, I want you guys to start calling in. I want you to start just leaving messages on the live stream to say, you know what? I need to call in and tell Lonnie what happened. How did I get that moment that I needed to say, you know what? I need to break through. So I need you to start calling in. Start calling in, you guys. So let me get that phenomenal number for you. It is 240-719-2560. There it is. So call on in. You got to call in. So let me share with you my breakthrough. When I start making this thing about me. So I remember years ago, just a few years, probably 07, 08, where I lost my job. That good government job they tell you about, and I worked so hard to get. But let me tell you, sometimes we'll have things and we'll pray about things, and then when we get it, we leave God out of what got us there. So that was my story. I started to forget God and stop going to church and stop doing everything that I was doing to get the job. And God had to say, you know what? I need you to get back in my face. So he shut some stuff down, and I didn't understand, you guys. I didn't get it. So I lost everything. I remember, like it was yesterday. I lost everything, you guys. I was stripped. You ever had that feeling where you woke up one day and you had everything, and then you woke up the next day and you said, well, what happened? What, God, are you still there? Do you not love me? That was me. That was my story. And then I ended up in a women's shelter here in the Maryland area. And God had me on assignment, but I just didn't know. I didn't know that the breakthrough was in me being at that shelter. I was still making this thing about me. Why me? Why me? Why me? How could you do this? But you know what? As I started to be in my bed in this shelter, I remember hearing God's voice said, this not about you. There's some women here that's assigned to you. Are you going to be obedient and take this assignment? Or are you going to be disobedient? And I had to say to myself, you know what, God, I hear you. But I was still struggling with why. And as I started he was showing me signs more and more every day of why my purpose was to be there. It wasn't about me losing everything and losing my job. It was bigger than that. Because those women needed somebody that could encourage them. They needed somebody to be able to uplift them. So even in the midst, I still was there to uplift, but I didn't know I was on assignment. So that's when the breakthroughs start to happen, you guys. The breakthroughs start to happen and say, Lonnie, your time is coming, but I need you to know that you are on assignment and you have to be obedient to my will. And I started to be obedient. I started to pray more. I started to thank God more of why I was in a situation. And do you know God started opening doors? Have you ever had that moment, you guys, where in the time of your trouble, you were able to help somebody? And you're saying, well, God, I need help myself. How is it I'm able to get the strength and start helping others when I'm still in a situation where I need your help? God said, because I'm using you. And that was me. He was still using me. The breakthrough started to happen when I got my first interview to get out the shelter. And I got interviewed to be on the list for a transitional house. That later on, that when the panel was right there and they were interviewing me, you guys, they was hitting me with so many things that I just was shaking. And guess what? I didn't get that. I didn't get that opportunity. But guess what? Another woman who needed it more than me was able to get it. So because I didn't make that moment about me and say, well, God, see why I'm keep trying and you still shutting me down, I went back to the shelter, you guys, still with a smile on my face, because I knew God still did not leave me. He was still working some things out, but he needed to know that I was going to be faithful. He needed to know that I was going to be obedient to his word. And as I start to be more obedient to his word, guess what? My case manager called me and said, Lonnie, we got another place that want to interview you. And God said, this is it. This is it. And guess what? I sat, and when they heard my story, the lady instantly said, you are a good candidate for our program. Look at that. You see the breakthrough in that? So even that breakthrough, God still wants you to be obedient. He still wants you to say, you know what? Give me the glory and watch me really break through. Where you're going to break through barriers and you're not even going to understand. So even in that, you guys, that breakthrough just happened for me. And I was able to say, you know what, God? You still live. You still who you said you was going to be. So I know you're thinking to yourself, well, Lonnie, that was me. That was me back in 96. Lonnie, you probably say, that was me just last year. I want you to be able to call in and share what was that moment for you where you got that breakthrough and you said that was nothing but God. That wasn't nobody else, but he needed for you to go through that. We don't never understand the wilderness season. Let me tell you, that wilderness season, that thing can almost take you out. That anxiety, that fear, every little thing that was probably told to you even as a child, which you're never going to be, start festering into your mind. And you start saying to yourself, I can't break through from this. I'm at my lowest point. I'm at the ground. No one can see me. God, you can't help me. But God said, I can help you. I will get you to break through to this. If you can just look up. If you can just see my face, if you can just see my hand, I have my hand in this, but I just need you to reach out and grab my hand and know that I am with you. You hear me? God is with you. So you have a breakthrough in you. You just need to know that he lives within you so that you can break through. You're not alone. Stop thinking you operating alone out here. Yes, you lost your job. Yes, you lost your car. Those are all material things that God can replace double. So don't you give up looking at material things. You can't afford to look that way. So I need you to call in right now. Ask me whatever that you need to ask me. Get the help that you need. Don't you sit back and think that God has forgotten about you and there's no breakthrough for you. There's a breakthrough for you. Don't you know that? But he needs you to know that. You hear him. You think it's just a voice, but it's him. He's telling you, give me your hand. But you keep looking away. And you keep trying to get distracted by things. And God is saying, it's me. I want to help you. Why you keep running from me? I want to help you break through. Is that you? I need you to call in again. 240-719-2560. Call in right now. Yes, I got a caller on the line. Yes. Hello, caller out there. Hello. Thank you for calling in. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Hey, Lonnie. Excuse me. This is Ronnie. I was listening to you and, just about your breakthrough and your experience. And one of the things that I was reminded of while I was listening to you was that a lot of times the enemy will use shame to keep us quiet. And so I found that, shame is a powerful thing. And for a very long time, I did not understand the difference between shame and guilt. And so I came to realize in my own feelings that, shame is essentially I did a bad thing. Guilt is I did a bad thing. And shame is I am a bad person. And so growing up constantly in the shadows of you will be just like your mother, you ain't never going to amount to nothing, I slowly started to believe that. And so I found my breakthrough in the unlikeliest of places where, I was separating from my now ex-husband and I had an infant who was like 3 months old. And I knew that my situation was toxic. It was violent verbally, and we had some physical altercations. And I was looking at my kids, and I said, my kids is
And what she was saying was her kids deserve better. Sometimes that breakthrough is when you're looking at your loved ones, your siblings, your own kids to say, you know what? I deserve a breakthrough. And sometimes we even when we look at ourselves, we don't think we deserve better. But when you look at those children in the eye and you say, I gotta break the generational curses. I gotta break through for them so that they don't live this, so they don't have to fight and go through all of this stuff that we had to go through. So I'm so thankful, Ronika, for calling in to share the difference between guilt and shame. Like she broke down, guilt is when you felt like you did something bad. You feel it. You like, okay, I did something bad. And then shame is when you feel like you're a bad person. So it is a difference, knowing the difference. So callers, call in. Let's share your breakthrough story. I am here. It is time to break through. Don't let 2019 be a duplicate of 2018 where you don't break through, where you don't talk about your truth. I want you to talk about your truth because I want you to get through it. I don't want you to keep going through life and being unhealed, showing up at places, all types of messy and foolishness. You don't deserve that. You deserve better. You deserve peace. You deserve to be authentic. You deserve to stand in your truth. Don't be a people pleaser this year. Don't say, well, I can't say certain things because my family, my friends, bump that. You deserve better. You deserve a breakthrough. So I want you to call in today. Call in. Do we have a caller on the line? So call in. Don't be ashamed, because guess what? The Breakthrough Lounge is not about shame. The Breakthrough Lounge is getting healed. It's tapping into, you know what? It's time. You want them generational curses to break? You're going to have to be the person that step up. You're going to have to be who God called you to be. No more standing in the corner. No more hiding. You don't get to hide. You don't get to hide. God has gifted you with the voice that you have. You cannot silence that voice, and neither can anybody else. So I need you to speak. I need you to speak it. Don't you allow depression to take you out. Don't allow anxiety to take you out, because it's with the generational curses. Everybody in the family got it. And the devil is a liar. You don't get to cast that on me, because that has been a history. I'm here to block it. You have to block it. Okay, so I need you to stand in your truth. Things are happening this year where God is asking you to step up. Step up so you can break this generational curse. Step up. You got to step up to the higher calling of where he's trying to call you to be. So I'm just so excited, you guys. This Breakthrough Lounge is going to be so phenomenal. It's happening. It is happening. So again, if you have a story, reach out to me. DM me. Call me 547-4358 to let me know if you would like to be a guest on the Breakthrough Lounge. And you guys, I want to share my amazing journal here, the Breakthrough to Your Healing. It's a 21-day journal, you guys. It has 21 days of prompts, so you get to release. So many people are holding things in. Maybe you don't have an accountability partner. Maybe you don't have a mentor. Maybe you don't have somebody close to you. But one thing I learned in my healing, journaling is a major factor. You got to get it out. So if you would like a copy of this amazing journal, please DM me. Let me know that you want a copy, okay? So do we have any callers? Callers, come on. 240-719-2560. Okay? Call in, because this is deep. I really want to know your breakthrough moment. I want to hear your breakthrough story. Yes, we do have a caller. Thank you, Lord. Somebody is ready to break through. So, caller, how you doing out there, beautiful soul?
Hey, this is Ronnie. We got disconnected a moment ago.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you. So, yeah, I was just ultimately, what it comes down to is I'm thankful for the process. I'm not sure, what part did we get cut off on?
So, I believe when you were saying, when you looked at your children, you realized that a breakthrough needed to happen.
Oh, absolutely. I really, really realized that it was time for me to break the chains that have been on my family for years. Shame kept a lot within my family a secret. People didn't talk about it. What happened in the house stayed in the house. You didn't take your business outside. And so I decided to become transparent with my oldest son and really reveal myself to him so that he could understand that I am his mother, but I am also human. That I was hurting and I didn't know how to heal. Like, I wanted him to understand the process, that it's okay to hurt and it's okay to be unsure, but you have to be courageous enough to call that thing by its name.
Right.
Like, I'm feeling some type of way. I'm feeling hurt and I feel lost and I feel discouraged, but if you give me a moment, if you just stick with me, I promise you, by the grace of God, I promise you this thing is going to turn around. And so that's where I found my power, is truly calling the thing by its name.
Yes.
Because the enemy lurks in the shadows.
Oh, yeah. And calling the spirit out, because so many people would call the person out, but you don't call the spirit out. So many people say, well, just God, get this person away from me. I cast the demon, this person. And it's like, no, call that spirit out, because what happened is you're going to attract that same spirit in somebody else. So you have to call that thing, like my auntie Yaya say, call a thing a thing. You have to call it for what it is, and don't stop pity partying around the foolishness and say, you know what, demon, that spirit, that physical abuse spirit, that verbal abuse spirit, that sexual abuse spirit, I'm calling that thing out because it has to be cast out. Not just the person, not Jamie, not Keisha, not Johnson. You can't call names. It has to be the spirit that has to be called out.
Yes, sir.
So I'm thankful for that.
Yes, and even realizing that, because there are so many people trapped, and I was one of them, where I would call a person out. Oh, I'm guilty of that. Guilty as charged. But realizing that I kept being attacked with the same type of spirit that was like, it was like kryptonite to me. Like that thing would show up and I would be triggered. I'm talking about like going off, looking crazy, getting into all levels of foolishness and all kinds of stuff, but calling that thing out. Like calling it. Like you are rebuked, you and your assignment are canceled.
It's canceled.
You know, it's like, my God. So it's so funny that one of the things I found is that my spirit would never come under attack, but my mind would come under attack all the time. Like it was like God was dwelling within me, but my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I felt like I was going crazy some days, but I say but God, because when I say turn that thing around, and people often tell you, well, you need to get over it or you need to be strong, but they tell you about the process.
My God.
Like that's the process.
It's that process, yeah.
It's the process.
And it's ugly. I tell people all the time, the process ain't pretty. Let's be clear. So if you're looking for this white picket fence and roses everywhere in that process, that's not is going to happen. Sometimes it may get worse. Because you're digging up some old stuff and you got to now go back and relive. It's a lot, but the process is so worth it because now you get to really move in your life like God designed for you. He don't want us to be in bondage. We're choosing. Some of us choosing because it's comfort in foolishness. It's comfort there. We know we're familiar with those things. That's why we keep attracting the same spirit, because we get so comfortable and say, I know that. Oh, they gave me a little attention. Okay, that seemed familiar. Oh, they only yelled at me once, and then we start making excuses for it.
Yeah, and it's amazing how we can explain away our disrespectful behavior. Not just to other people, but to ourselves first. Like, we're the first people we're ever disrespectful to. And it's like, oh, like how many times I know for many, many, many times I was told, well, you know better than that. If you know better, so you should be doing better. Knowing and application are two different things.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's the application that tests your self-worth. And that's what people a lot of times forget to tell you. Like, oh, however you're showing up out there is truly a mirror of what you feel about yourself.
Yeah. How you treat people. I actually did a live the other day, the saying, treat people how you would want to be treated. And I wanted people to ponder on that for a second, because a lot of people treat people where they at. So, even though you might say out your mouth, oh, I want a good person or a good relationship, but you don't even know what a good relationship is because that wasn't your foundation. So you can only treat people mean, being bitter, abandonment, rejection, all of that showing up because that is what you know. Until you change, then you can treat people to what you desire. Because now you got to change your whole dynamic of your makeup, because your makeup says you're belittled, you're talked about, you're a people pleaser, all of these things. So we got to change our mindset, and that's why I'm really bringing awareness to the Breakthrough Lounges, wanting people to really break through and share their story so they can help somebody else. Don't save it for yourself. You can't do nothing in saving it. Tell your story.
Yep. And you know what? It's so funny because a lot of times when we start loving ourselves, we don't identify our behavior as self-loving behavior. For example, people in our community specifically will say, I'm not going to talk to no therapist. I don't want them people in my business. But not even realizing that going to seek help is an act of self-love.
Yeah.
That's love, but because we don't know it, it's unfamiliar. We can't even see it when we are actually taking the steps in the direction. But because it's unfamiliar and it's foreign, we don't even see it that way. You know,
Yeah.
like for me, and I say this because it's literally like the moment that I started confessing the truth of who I was, I realized, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to feel easy at first. It's not supposed to be like you walking on a bed of roses. It's supposed to be like you are questioning whether you're making the right decision.
Yeah.
You're going to question whether or not the people in your corner really in your corner, are they secretly judging you. You're going to question a lot.
Everything. Because your mind is trying to figure out what is going on. What are you trying to do? Why are you trying to change me? All of these things.
Yep. And it's
wow.
That's so powerful. And it's like, when it was said to me, I thought it was kind of crazy, but I was told, like, our minds are like unruly children. Like, our minds have been running on autopilot all of our lives, so we've just been responding to trauma after trauma after trauma and adjusting. And then when we decide we're going to get our lives together, our mind is like a 17, 18, 20
yes.
year old that you like, and I'm about to give you these rules right quick, but you ain't never had no rules before. Your mind going to last you out completely. Like, what?
Right. Like, what you trying to do to me? Why you trying to change? Don't you go to change. So that's good stuff. That is good stuff. So I'm so thankful for you calling in and bringing light to us and sharing your breakthrough story. I appreciate it. And prayerfully, I can get you on this show and you tell the viewers how your breakthrough, so they can see you, they can feel it, they can like, oh, yeah, this time.
Well, it would certainly be an honor to join you. I am so thankful that, I was able to get through and have the conversation, or at least start the conversation. And I'm certainly excited about this platform. I think it's one that's long overdue for so many different reasons.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all have a beautiful evening.
All right. You too.
Bye-bye.
Yes, you guys. So I'm excited because I know that there's so many other people out there in the world who are trying to discover what their breakthrough is. And I know the enemy right now has, kind of probably got into your mind and told you, you know what, I don't have no breakthrough. Ain't no breakthrough for me. Nothing is happening good in my life, but the devil is a liar, you guys. He is so a liar. You are stronger than what you think. You have strength like no other. Because guess what? You were made in God's image. And because of that, you are strong. You just have to listen. You have to listen to what God is telling you right now and say, you know what, God, what am I supposed to be learning in this wilderness season? What am I supposed to be learning so I can get the breakthrough, so I can find my beauty after broken, so I can find my purpose after being in pain? Come on now. It is that. You think magically I'm just here because it was just me? No, I'm here because God had a plan for me. His plans was to prosper me, not to harm me. So you got to know that. You got to say this to yourself. God, your plans is to prosper me, not to harm me. Say that to yourself every morning. Believe it every day that his plan is greater. You just can't see it. You're waiting to see it. And God's saying, nope. I need you to learn while you're right here in this moment. Stop trying to get ahead of yourself. There's no need to get ahead of yourself. So I'm asking you guys, go ahead and call in again. Any callers out there who's saying, you know what, I got the courage. I want to call in. I know I can call in and possibly help somebody tonight. As we know that so many people are going through depression, a lot of people are experiencing suicide like no other. You can be the person that called in today and somebody hear you today and say, you know what, I heard something on the Breakthrough Lounge and it stopped me from doing whatever I was about to do. So I need you to call in again. 240-719, right? Yep. 2560. I'm going to get it, y'all. I'm going to get it. 240-719-2560. Go ahead and call. I know you on the other side of the phone like, you know what? I should just go ahead and call them. Yep. Because again, your story can empower so many people and you just don't know it. Because I'm telling you, something in the inside of you is telling you know what? You're listening to the voices of your past. You're thinking about all the stuff you used to do and you already disqualifying yourself. And God said, I already qualified you. You just got to get out of your mind and stop listening to the naysayers and say, I'm disqualified. No, you don't get to disqualify you. God qualifies you. Look at the people in the Bible that some of the people he used, and you're like, God, you used them. Yes, I did. So he can use you. So you need to call in so that somebody else can be set free. You don't get to just sit on your gifts. You don't get to sit on your story. Somebody needs to hear your story. Okay? So if you are out there and you wanting to become a guest on in the Breakthrough Lounge, I need you to email me, beautyafterbroken@gmail.com, or call me 240-547-4358. Or after this live broadcast, go ahead and send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. There's so many ways you can follow me, you guys. So, just let me know so we can get you started, because breakthrough needs to happen. And this is the year for breakthrough, because I want to see chains on some of these families broken. When we see the violence and some of the things that's happening to our young people, you guys, it starts with us as adults. We can't keep saying, you know what, this generation, they need to get better. How about we get better as adults? How about we fix our attitude? How about we start to heal? How about we start working on our brokenness inside of us so that they can have something to look up to? How can they look up to you when they see you show up all types of messy? How can they look? How do you want them to act when they watch you lie right in front of their face? We want our young people to be something that we're not even willing to be. How about you make the change? How about you set the tone and say, you know what, maybe I need to get better so that the young people can see that there is better. You can't tell them to want something and you're struggling with self-esteem. You're struggling with self-love. Come on now. I see so many people, young people dying and just going through so much turmoil right now. And the first thing I see people say is, our generation, they lost and this and that. Guess what? You're lost too. Because you won't be your authentic self. You won't stand in your truth. You won't be brave enough and bold enough to tell young people the things you went through. You're so busy hiding when your story can actually help them so that they can break through. So that they can know, you know what? I need to break the curses. Until you wake up and you get healed, how do you expect our generation to get healed? Come on now. Don't just blame it on social media and we didn't have this when we was younger and we didn't have phones and all. No, we didn't have phones, but guess what? Why? It's a reason why you so lost. Some of us are in our late 30s and 40s and 50s and still gossiping about people. Still walking around angry and feeling that rejection and trying to fill voids, hopping from relationship to relationship just to fill a void when the kids are looking up to us. When are we going to do better? You want them to do better? You be better. We got to do better. That's why I tell people I have another business, the Dynasty Institute. Is a acrobatics and contortion and dance program for children. And I tell people, my parents all the time, I just don't teach dance, I teach life skills. That's what our children is missing, life skills. We're forgetting to teach them manners. We get so upset when people hold our children accountable and we say things like they're doing too much. No, you're not doing enough at home. So me telling your child that they're late for class, guess what? That shouldn't even rock your boat. You should want to, because you say it's a village, right? So if you want the village to come back, don't get mad every time you see somebody trying to hold your child accountable. Don't go to cuss them out and do all the foolishness in front of them. It's time for you to be the village and mean it. Because they're watching us. Isn't that what our grandmothers and, elders back in the day, they made sure we had manners, you guys. They made sure of that. So why are we getting lost? Why are we getting so lost that we're now losing our young people? Because the moment somebody says something to them, don't curse in front of me or don't say this, the first thing as adults, we look at them and say, don't talk to my child. Don't say this to my child. Guess what? Anybody on the block used to be able to say anything to your children and get them in line, and there was no problem. Why are we so lost? Come on now. It's time for our children to get breakthroughs. They need the breakthrough. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? So go ahead and call in, you guys. Don't be afraid. I am here. 240-719. Is it 2560? Call in. We're here. We're here. Yeah, so right now we're going to a break, and we will be back shortly. So I want you to go ahead and call in and get your questions all ready together. So we're about to go to a break shortly, and we'll be right back, all right?
We here at Vox Wave believe that no one in the DMV should go without a coat this winter. So we partnered with Star Imports dealership for this year's annual coat drive. If you have an old or gently used coat that can still be worn, drop it off with us, Vox Wave Studios at 4711 Off Place, Suitland, Maryland, and give the gift of warmth to somebody in need in the DMV.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Breakthrough Lounge. This is your host, your author, your transformational speaker, and life coach, Lonnie Grant. So we do have a call, you guys. So we're taking callers, you guys, to share their breakthrough. So caller, welcome, caller.
Lonnie, what's up, girl?
Yes, how you doing?
Congratulations. Welcome to the team. You're looking good. You're
Thank
good.
you.
How you doing? You have fun?
I am having fun. I am so excited. And just to, a caller in to talk about the difference between guilt and shame and really share her story about breaking through. I am excited.
So you got your candles lit and everything?
Yes, I got my candles lit. I am excited. I have my breakthrough healing journal. So
Okay.
I'm just excited.
Okay, well, I just called you to say congratulations and welcome to the team and keep on doing your thing.
Thank
I looked in for a
you.
little bit. My son was playing ball, so I couldn't look at the whole thing, but I said I'm going to call you. Congratulations and everything. Well, congratulations, all right?
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right. So callers, if you're out there, just give me a call, 240-719-2560. Go ahead and call in. If you have a breakthrough, a transformational story that you're like, Lonnie, I want to call in and just share a bit of your story, because somebody out there is assigned to you, whether you know it or not, whether you feel like you're worthy or not, because sometimes we'll get so much into ourselves that we don't think we're worthy. So go ahead, caller, welcome.
I want you to go ahead and call and get your questions on right after. Yes.
Yeah, so whether you know it or not, somebody is assigned to you, okay? So sometimes we get in ourselves and think, you know what? I don't know if I'm worthy enough. Well, you know what? I had a past and people knew I used to do this and I used to be this type of person. But guess what? God used the people that people counted out. God used people that people say, you know what, you're not qualified. But guess what? They don't get to tell you you're not qualified. Only God allows you to be qualified. So you don't get so much into your head that you don't feel like you have a story. You do have a story. You have a breakthrough story. You have a story that somebody needs to hear. You almost lost it. You know what it was like to hit rock bottom and you were giving up, and the only thing you had to do was to look up, and God said, if you can just give me your hand, if you can just see the light, I will pull you up out of that darkness into the light so you can be able to be my light in the world. So you need to know that. You don't get to allow people to dim your light and you not be who God called you to be. Guess what? You know how many people said I would never be anything? You know how many people said I would be just like my mother because she was on drugs and she gave me up? Guess what? That was their opinion. That was their labels. That wasn't God labels. His label said, you know what? I'm going to use you. You don't know how I'm going to use you, but I'm going to use you. You're going to break through barriers. People, I'm going to put you right in front of the very people who counted you out. I'm going to have you to help some of the very people who talk bad about you. How many can agree with that? You have had to help the same people that you had to literally, that called you out. So caller, welcome. How you doing?
That you had to literally, that called you out. So caller, welcome. How you doing? Hey, my nigga.
Hey.
Hey, baby. This is Lisa Front.
Hey.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm excited.
Good, I'm proud of you. I had to call you. I couldn't let this night go by without reaching out.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. I had to let you know what you're doing is amazing for everyone involved, everyone by the sound of our voices. I will be supporting you wholeheartedly. What you're doing is setting the captives free. And I'm just here in 100% support to you because no weapon formed will prosper, and God is good.
He is
I'm
so good.
Happy. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes, I've been listening. What I'm hearing is amazing. It's uplifting, and it's true. So everyone, just call in, support. This is something that will change lives.
Yes.
This will change generational curses. And I will forever be a number one support on your team.
no matter what. God is truly good.
Thank
And worthy to
you.
be praised.
Yes, I'm excited. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm going to keep listening, and God bless you, and I love you.
Love you too.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm so excited. I just appreciate all the love, you guys. So that was Disa Fran. I was on her show a few weeks ago, and you never know who God uses in your life and how they're going to make a big impact. Here, I walked in this lady's salon years ago as a teenager at 14 years old. She didn't know that I needed her because my mom at the time when I moved in with her, she didn't know how to be a mom. She wasn't nurturing. Her mothering was from the streets. So walking in this lady's salon, just sweeping her floor, and I said, "Do you need an assistant?" And she said, "Yes, I do, but could you?" I'm like, "Yes." And I was her shampoo assistant the whole years in high school, and she took me back and forth to school. She picked me up from work. So you just never know along your journey, even though it's a wilderness season, even though it's a season where you feel like God has forgotten about you, he's going to send people right along on your path to be able to guide you. You just don't know. He's sending his angels. He said, "I got you." Yes, people counted you out. And one thing I loved about her, she never judged. She never looked at my mother any type of way. I can never remember a negative statement. All she would used to say is, "Your mother is so pretty. She has a beautiful energy. I love her. She's going to be amazing," in spite of my mother's downfalls. How many people have you known to be around who lend a helping hand, but still would throw salt somewhere in the game? There's so many people who are around you with negative motives and negativity. Guess what? You don't need that around you. You don't have to take that. You don't have to be around that, because God is equipping you to be around some people who want to see you win. And I know now in my life, since I've gone through my transformation and healing and seeked out therapy and really got into who Lonetta was, now I can see the energy of spirits who are not for me. Now I know how to call the spirit out and not the person. Because guess what? It's tempting to go back to your old ways. The devil will remind you every now and again, those triggers. And then I got to go back and say, "God, hold on. You built me too big for this. You allowed me to overcome and break through. So what is going on now?" He said, "I had to remind you." And sometimes he have to do that. So don't think for a second you gone through your transformation. You done started therapy and you done started doing great things. And now here come the attack. Now you're like, "Well, hold on, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do." Don't give up. Don't think it's about you. It's not. Sometimes God just got to remind us, you know what? I'm still here. Life's still going to throw some stones at you, but I got you, because now you can fall on me this time, not your own will. Sometimes God have to shake some stuff up to let you know, are you going to stand on my will or are you going to stand on yours? And now today, it's total surrenderance to God and saying, "You know what, God, I can't operate these triggers, because guess what? I can flip to the old me in no time." But I'm like, "God, you have allowed me to build so many things. You have allowed me to come in contact with some beautiful people who want to see me win. I don't want to mess that up. So I don't want to mess that up. So when I just nurture this whole space and giving just glory to the Breakthrough Lounge, because I wanting people to be who they really are. You don't get to be fake anymore. You don't get to be the person that people want you to be and not be your true self. You don't get to show up like that. You get to be true to who you are. And you can't concern yourself about the naysayers and who gonna think what. You don't get to even put that in your mind, because guess what? They're gonna talk about you regardless. They're going to talk about you when you're doing good. They're going to talk about you when you're doing bad. They talk about you when you're low. They talk about you when you're high. So you can't get caught up in that. You say, God bless them anyway, because I'm going to be all right. And everybody won't agree with you. Every decision you make is going to be because you made it and you ask God to help you make it. You cannot make decisions and get breakthroughs if you're waiting on somebody else to give you validation. You can't make decisions, because guess what? The decisions that I'm making today for Lonetta, guess what? It's because of God. I don't make decisions based off of people. You can't make decisions and say, well, I think they will like it this way. Maybe I should change my voice a little bit. Maybe I should do that. No, God is saying, be your authentic self. Let me use you. I'm going to give you the voice that the people need to hear. You don't worry yourself about that. So you can't get caught up in that. You don't get to be caught up in that. If they don't like the way you move, if they don't like what God has put in front of you, if they don't like the table that God set, they don't need to be around you. That ain't your type of people. You don't need people around you that every time you turn around is some negativity. They're trying to trigger you and they're trying to stop you from getting your breakthrough. You don't need that type of spirit around you. You got to get wiser. Every time you go through a wilderness season, that's why I keep telling you, you got to ask God, what are you showing me in this season? Because he wants you to see some stuff. He wants you to understand some stuff. Because when you go through the next wilderness season, he wants you to say, remember, I gave you the tools in the last wilderness season. What did you do with them? Did you put them down and forget who I was? Or did you carry them in your toolbox? So that way you know how to fight the next season. Because the wilderness season don't stop, you guys. It don't stop. You don't get from one wilderness season and say, well, you know what? It's going to be peaches and cream. No. It's this thing called life that hits us. When I was homeless, that was a hit. Then I turned around and lost a job, and then I turned around. Things was just happening. But God said, are you going to continue to use my tools, or are you going to keep moping? Or are you going to keep making it about you? Are you going to not get to the people that I assigned to you? What are you going to do? And that's when I had to say, God, you equipped me for this. I'm ready. I'm ready to go in the battlefield. Why you think soldiers, every time they know they go to war, they know what tools to grab? Do you know what tools to grab in your battlefield so you can get your breakthrough? Or you're still leaving the tools at the last battleground, and now you're walking around with no weapons to fight, and now you're empty. Did you allow the last battlefield or the last wilderness season to just leave you empty? Don't keep allowing yourself to be left empty. You got too much in you. You got too many people counting on you. You got your children that's counting on you. So I need you right now to think about this. What are you going through right now? What are you experiencing right now? What breakthrough are you going through right now? Right now, we're in February. In 2019, we already into the second month. What's going on right now? Call in 240-719-2560. I want to hear from you. Call into the Breakthrough Lounge. I want you to share. What is your breakthrough? Who needs to hear from you? Because guess what? God ain't count you out. So why did you count yourself out? Why did you count yourself out? Because your family told you who you wasn't going to be? They turned against you. It's okay. You keep going. You keep going. So what is your breakthrough? What is your breakthrough? So I love you guys. I thank you for tuning in tonight with me in the Breakthrough Lounge. I look forward to next week. Until we meet again, love yourself. Be authentic. Stand in your truth and find your beauty after being broken. This is your author, your transformational speaker, and your life coach, Lonnie Grant. See you next week.
Ba-da-da-da.